So here we are in the Fusion page of DaVinci Resolve, and this is the entire groundwork for our effect. But in order to get it to where it is right here, we need to make a few very specific tweaks. The first thing we're going to do is hit Shift Spacebar on our keyboard and type in text plus. We're going to add this into our Fusion composition. I'm going to click and drag this into our viewer, and let's type in something like, I love cool text presets. Next, we actually need to animate our text, and we're going to do that with something called the follower modifier, which you can get by right-clicking on your text box right here and going down to follower. We're going to click on that. That will light up the modifiers tab, which we're going to open. And then we're going to go over to here and click and drag this orange bar all the way so that we're starting on frame 0. The first thing we're going to do is go to the transform menu right in the center here, and we're going to change our transform type from characters to words. This is what allows our text to animate word by word instead of character by character. Then I'm going to scrub on my Fusion composition timeline here. We're going to go down to frame 0, and then I'm going to click on my offset in the transform menu of the modifiers tab. We're going to add a keyframe there. This will open up a follower path, letting you know that you are now animating your transform. We don't need to interact with this tab at all. What I'm going to do is double click on the path 1 to close it. I'm going to open back up the follower tab. Then I'm going to go to frame 40, and I'm going to add another keyframe. So now we have a keyframe at frame 0 and frame 40. This is the range that we're going to be animating our text within. Then in my transform tab, I'm going to click and just drag right on our Y coordinate down until I'm at about -0.05. Then, because we want a little bit of delay between each word, I'm going to go to the timing menu, and then leaving our delay type on between each character, I'm going to add on a delay of 1. Now, when we hit play, we can see each word animates up individually. But of course, we want our animation to be much, much smoother than this. So what we're going to do is go into our spline editor and making sure we have word offset checked off so that we can actually see the animation right here. I'm going to click and drag a box over our ending animation point and hit F on my keyboard to flatten that keyframe. Then I'm going to take the handle and just drag it out on a straight line. This creates an ease in effect so that our animation starts off faster and then gets slower as it reaches our ending keyframe. I'm also going to drag a box over our starting keyframe and then just pull the handle up kind of like this. Now, when we watch our animation back, we get something like this. Pretty cool, but we're still not done because we need to create the fade in effect. Now, normally if you try to animate the opacity on this, what it's going to do is it's going to animate the opacity on letter by letter. That's just the way Resolve works. Lucky for us, we have an easy and reliable method to give us full capability. So I'm going to drag a box over my text 1 node right here. I'm going to hit Control C to make a copy, and then I'm going to hit Control Shift V to create an instance of that copy. And an instance node is basically a copy of the original, except when I make a change to the original, the exact same change will be applied to the copy, which is super, super useful if you want certain properties to translate over from one node to another. So what I'm going to do here is with the instance node selected, I'm going to go into my inspector, I'm going to go into the shading tab, and we're going to go to shading element 4 here. Now, shading element 1 is usually your text body, shading element 2 would be your text outline, shading element 3 would be your drop shadow, and shading element 4 would be your border fill. Now, if I click enable on shading element 4, you're going to see this is what our border fill is. Essentially a box that goes around all of your text here. And the border fill here is the actual key to getting a proper opacity animation. So first things first, back in our inspector here, we need to right click on the enabled tab and go down to de-instance. What this will do is if I go back to my original text node and I go to shading element 4, we can see that because we had the border fill on our instance text enabled, it also turned it on with our original node here, which we do not want. So I'm going to toggle that off. Then if I go to my instance text and I drag it into our viewer, now we can see it's on with our instance text and it's off with our border fill. Then in the instance text node, we're going to go to shading element 1. We're going to right click on the enable button and we're going to click de-instance. Then we're going to turn off shading element 1 for our instance node. So now with your original node, you should have only the actual words. And then with our instance text, we should have only our border fill. And you'll notice that with our border fill, we'll still have the exact same animation. Now, a quick note with the border fill to make sure you're getting the best quality. If I zoom in here a little bit, we can see we have a few little separation lines between each box. And the way we can fix this in our instance is by going to shading element 4, going to extend horizontal, and just dragging that value up a little bit. And now you can see we have some solid boxes here. Then what we're going to do is in our instance text, we're going to go into our modifiers tab. And so now with our follower modifier, we're going to go to shading element 4 again. And then I'm going to go down to my timeline right here. And I'm going to add a keyframe on the opacity on frame 40, because that was the original keyframe we used. And then also one keyframe on frame 0. And on our 0 keyframe, we're going to drag our opacity all the way down. And then the one last finishing touch that's going to make sure that our words appear one by one instead of character by character is by going into the level menu right here and changing the type from character to word. So now in our spline editor with our instance text selected, I'm going to drag a box over our ending keyframe, drag this up to about the same level as our text ending keyframe, and then do the same thing for our starting one. And just to be clear, this is the opacity that we are modifying. Then close the spline editor and connect our instance text output here, which is the box, to our original text mask input, which is the blue triangle right here. And now when we take our text and we plug this into our viewer, we're going to have our boxes controlling the animation opacity, and then we're going to have our actual text animating and showing up. And now when we play this back, we get a really cool word-by-word text animation. And if we want to spruce this up, we can do something like adding in a soft glow and then merging it over top of a background to get something like this. Thank you everyone so much for watching the video. Let me know what kind of text animation you want to see down in the comments below. The link for this free preset will also be available in the description below. And until then, my name's Isaiah Grade, and I will see you in the next video.